What's up? It's Smash Rockwell, and we on the Smash Rockwell show. And today we doing something different for all my jet ski enthusiasts, people like myself, you know what I'm saying, who really want to squeeze the most horsepower up out of our, you know what I'm saying, personal watercraft by modifying it. But we're going to talk about calculating Sea-Doo horsepower. If you know me, I call myself an independent researcher, and really what I like to do is apply my knowledge in order to be able to, you know what I'm saying, get the best results out of whatever situation in life I'm in. And so when it comes to this build I'm trying to rebuild a 1503, which is the the original Tech motor that came out in 2003. I got the original one, a 2003 GTX Tech, 185 horsepower, which I have plans to push up to about 375 horsepower without turbocharging it. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna get there. But before we do that, we're gonna talk about how Sea-Doo arrives at its model numbers. If we think about the 1503, like we said, it came out in 2003 with two different models: the naturally aspirated GTX, which had 155 horsepower, and then we had the supercharged version, which had 185 horsepower. And so people always debated how much boost that supercharger put out. Well, we're going to do some mathematical equations here today to put that stuff to rest. But the first thing we'll do is ask ourselves, how does Sea-Doo get 6 model numbers off one engine, which would be this 1503 Rotax engine? And we'll see here, naturally aspirated, we got 155 horses. Supercharged, it gives us 185 horses, but on the supercharged RXP we get 215 horses. And so we'll talk about the difference between these, and we'll be able to see exactly how much boost is on each model as we deal with this key right here. This is the key to the equation we'll be running, and I can corroborate each of these claims. Each pound of boost, as we'll see in Sea-Doo's calculations, each pound of boost is worth 7.75 horsepower. The flame arrestor, which is inside of the intake manifold, is worth -1 pound of boost in this model number equation for Sea-Doo. The intercooler's efficiency is rated at 30 horsepower. So basically, adding an intercooler allows the motor to produce 30 more horses by running it cooler. Now, if we go back to the model numbers and we start, basically, we had a 155 motor, right? And it turned into a 185. This is how. It's because the supercharger produces 5 pounds of boost times 7.75, which gets us 38 horses, plus the naturally aspirated engine, which is 155, we get to 193. Now, right, you got to read the key. It says the flame arrestor is worth -1 pound of boost, so we'd have to subtract 7.75, which represents 1 pound of boost, and we get to 186. And we'll see that all of our calculations will get within 1 horsepower of their model numbers, which lets us know two things: that the calculation is accurate, and that Sea-Doo rounded up or down by 1. At the most, it's going to be off 2 horses. So they round up or down by 1 or 2 horses on each model number. But if we look at the key right there, if we look at the, if we look at the calculation right there, we'll see we got 186 horses, which is the SC 185. Now, how do they get to the RXP 215? because it's the same motor and same supercharger. Well, if we look at the key, we'll see the intercooler efficiency is rated at 30 horses. Now, if we go plus 30 on this, we get to 216. And so what they did on this RXP model was added an intercooler, which got us to 215 or 216, and they rounded it down. Now we got the RXP 255, which is a different supercharger. And if we do the math, we'll see that this, I mean, we know this by doing the research, but I'm doing the equation that proves it. You take 10 pounds of boost times 7 point, excuse the car, my now loud neighbor car, that's my homie though. We get 77.5 horsepower plus the naturally aspirated engine plus the plus the intercooler, subtract 1 pound of boost because of the flame arrestor, so subtract 7.75, it gets us to 54.75, which lets us know how they got the RXP 255. Again, we're all within 1 horsepower of the model number for the first 3 model numbers. So what's the difference between an RXP 255 and an RXP 260? It was not many internal changes, especially dealing with the horsepower. That Seadoo engineers rate the hull change because they change hulls. The RXP 255 and the RXP 260 have 2 different hulls. So what they said was this hull allows this engine to produce 5 more horsepower, which gives us this model, the 260, because the less drag on the hull, they're saying, obviously, because I looked, there was not too many other changes that affected horsepower. So they're saying the drag from that hull, the less drag from the hull allows the motor to produce 5 more horses, which gives us the 260. But now when we talk about the RXPX 300, we're talking about Seadoo repeating what they did and switching over to the Rotax 1630 Ace 300. Let me see if I can find my mouse. Oh, as we see here. So what did they do? You see the Rotax, they could give you 130 horsepower model of it. But again, this 130 horsepower model of it, it has an asterisk next to it for a reason. And I want to actually see why that asterisk is there, because this is the naturally aspirated, again, that has asterisk too, but the naturally aspirated Rotax engines offered 170 horses. So this is a reduced, the 130 is a reduction, but naturally aspirated here we get 130, and then now we can see we run the same equation and we're going to see how much boost the 300 has on it with that supercharger. So why we want to do that? So I can show you how we get into 370 horses with what I'm running. Now, let's clear this out. I think it was 13 pounds of boost that we found out. But let's run it with 13 pounds of boost times 7.75. That's 100 plus 170, which is the naturally aspirated 1630 Ace engine, which gives us 270 plus the intercooler, which puts us right at 300. And then we got erase. Oh, you got to give it the +5 for the hull, and then you erase. I mean, you subtract 7.75 for the flame arrestor, which is inside the intake manifold, and you're at 298 horses, which is, this is the only model they rounded up 2 horses. They wasn't gonna call it a 298 or a 299. They called it a 300. And so that's what it is. And now let me show y'all the real deal Evander Holyfield. Because I don't care if you spent how much you spent and you got the newest Seadoo. I'm going to blow your doors off, even if you got a stage 1. In order to be able to blow my old ski doors off, well, you're going to be able to do it if you go over 90 miles per hour. But in order to do that, you're going to have to spend too much money, because your brand new ski like this, let me show you. This is already $15,000 to get something with one of those in there. And so, and to put like a stage 3 on something that you spent $15,000, you're gonna spend 5 more thousand. It ain't gonna get it. And so with my cheaper build, I'm gonna be able to, well, let's just show how. This is what we're gonna do. Since we just proved that they got 13 pounds of boost, right? What I'm gonna do is this. What library is this? Excuse me. See if I can get back to this all Reva page. Well, I'm just gonna go XXX charger. And you'll see that the XXX 300, even though I don't have, I'll tell you the tricks, dude, all right here in the video. This is giving 17 pounds of boost at 8,000 RPMs, but 23 pounds of boost at 9,200 RPMs. Now, the ski I got only turns 8,100 RPM, so I'll be down by 17 pounds of boost if I, what's going on with this mouse? It's the screen. I'll be down at 17 pounds of boost if I, you know what I'm saying, left it stock. But what I'm gonna do is flash my ECU, right? And I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run a 3-stage 215 tune. I got everything on this list except Bosch VT 1100 injectors, and I don't have the rising rate fuel pressure regulator. So that's about $600, and I'm running this. So this is showing that. And that's an optional. Oh no, this is showing that I can run 9,000 RPMs. So if I get a XXX charger, I'm gonna be fairly close to 20. Come on, man, the screen is slowing up. Sorry about that. I'm gonna be fairly close to 23 pounds of boost on this build that I'm doing. And so now let's go to that, because I'm gonna show you how this is about to work out. And then again, there's other modifications, and there are other things that we put on our ski that, as a body of jet ski enthusiasts, we need to rate these other parts for what we think, how much horsepower gain they will allow. But take 23 pounds of boost plus 7.75. We got 178 horses. Plus my naturally aspirated engine, which is a 155, plus my intercooler, plus I removed my flame arrestor from my intake manifold, so I don't have to subtract a pound of boost for that. And I also have, plus I made this rating myself. If you put cold air intake on your ski, you can gain like 400 RPMs, from 2 to 400 RPMs, and 2 to 4 miles per hour. But they don't have a horsepower rating for that. And being modest, I call that 5 horses, even though that might be more like 10. But so now I'm at almost, using Seadoo's rounding system, I got a 370. If I take all the parts, now we're not gonna talk about the Light and Carrillo rods, you know what I'm saying, or the valve train I got in there, SuperTech valve train, CP pistons, all of those, all that's lighter hardware, which is going to put less, you see what I'm saying, less strain on the rotary power. Basically, it's going to produce more horsepower because I got those lighter components, and I would assume I'll be someplace closer to the 375s, almost exceeding that with this build I'm about to do. You know what I'm saying? But right now, what I got is, because I started wrong, this is what I did. I went with a, let me see, I went with a regular X charger like a dummy. So let's say, let's see how much boost this gonna give me. I'm still gonna be in the 300s, but I might not assemble this build because at first I was going with a more modest. I got this X charger already, but this ain't even nothing, bro. Like, how much boost I'm gonna get off this? It is a good increase in boost, but let me see. It ain't gonna show really. Let me see. It's like 12, 13 pounds, which ain't bad. It's gonna be better than a lot. Reaver X charger. Again, so I don't want to go too far on that, but I know these guys often know what they're talking about and put it in there. All right, see, that's the mini Rude. I don't know. I haven't. I can't find. But I think that X charger that I bought was at like 13 pounds of boost at X charger. Let me see. X charger. I know how to find it. 215. 260. He even said in this video, I think. I think it's right here. Just so we can see. You want to hear him say it? You can hear him say it. How many
The kit replaces, in fact, your intake system.
So we created that.
Are you looking for a little go fast out of your 215 horsepower Seadoo? Well, this is our Seadoo X Charger. Hi, I'm Joe Zamataro of PWC Muscle, and I want to show you a bolt-on modification for your 215 horsepower Seadoo. Now, the X Charger is the OEM supercharger for the 260 horsepower skis. However, it's a direct bolt-on for your 215.
So it's like
with
10.
the additional power that this makes, you'll be adding
13.
both acceleration and top speed to your Seadoo engine. Your stock supercharger produces about 7 pounds of boost, where this one will produce 10.
See? So that's boo-boo. That's 10 at 8,100.
To go along with that additional air,
So that's why I'm not gonna spend 8,100, but let's just go with that to be modest. He said 10. Look, so that's gonna give me about, but look, so I'll be like this. We know that's 77. We don't have to do that equation. If we take 10 pounds of boost times 7.75, it'll give us 77 horsepower plus 155, which is the naturally aspirated engine. That's 230. Again, I'll be at 230 plus my intercooler. I'm at 262 plus I said 5 for the cold air. I'm at about 260. They probably round 267. They probably round that up to 270. Seadoo would. And I got a few other things, but I ain't satisfied with no 270. You feel me? I'm not gonna do that. Oh no, I'm gonna have more boost than that because I'm gonna run. Let's go over here. I was not gonna run this at 8100. You get 15. You got like 13 pounds of boost off the same supercharger if you run it at a higher RPM. Is what I found out in my research. But again, that's how you calculate Seadoo horsepower. Now here we go. Let's see if it says so right here. So one of these pages I bought it off of said that. "10 pounds of boost." Well, that's cool because I can handle 10 pounds of boost without flashing my ECU. I just got a 215 ECU on there. So I don't have, I mean, I could run this, but I'm not going to run that. Y'all know how we do. I'm trying to get close to 400. I'll be at 400 after I do a few more other things. But 375 is cool. I'm going to be blowing the dough. Oh, I'm going to be, yeah, I'll be close to 400 after I'll figure out a few more things to do. But 375 is cool. So that's how you calculate the horsepower. Let me know how y'all feel. Again, I'm an independent researcher and I like specialized, highly specialized topics like this. And so that's what it is. Peace.